wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's blurry, facing I care what you think. My name's blurry, facing I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time
30 seconds until minions
to the
spawn.
good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out.
Minions have spawned.
Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. He picture my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's blurry, facing I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Play pretend, used to play pretend, money. Used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, used to play pretend, money. Used to play pretend.
I worry about me. I'm still impatient, but I know you gotta put in them hours. I'ma make it harder. I'm sending pick after picture. I'ma get you fired. I know you're always on my night shift, but I can tell this crazy, and I don't need no explanation. 'Cause baby, you're the boss at home. You don't gotta go to work. You gotta go to work. Let my body do the work. We can work from home. We can work from home. Let's put it in motion. I'ma give you a promotion. I'll make it feel like a get it. We don't need no nothing but you. Nothing getting up early. I know you're always on the high.
63. I'ma buy a new Celine. Let her ride in the forest with me. Shit, I'm a boat. And she down, break the rules. Ride or die, she gon' go. I'm gon' do shit for me. Like what? She take that.
Hi Singapore, this is Alan Walker. Check out my new track playlist for Shippers and Singapore's top hits playlist. Click on the
Bryson Tiller's debut album Trap Soul received critical acclaim from key tastemakers who named him one of the best new artists of the year. He's selling out shows across the globe, so click the banner and listen to his album, including standout tracks Don't and Exchange, to make sure you aren't the only one who doesn't know about Bryson. Trap Soul for life.
Afraid our aim is out of sight.
you don't have to live under lock and key. 'Cause I will never let you down. And if you can't escape all of the sentences, baby, I can show you. Just remember me. 'Cause I won't let you go it alone. Lay it all on me. No, you don't have to keep it under lock and key. 'Cause I will never let you down. And if you can't escape all your uncertainties, baby, I can show you how.
high ground.
I to the I to the no, no, no. My name is no. My sign is no. My number is no. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. Need to let it go. I to the I to the no, no, no. My name is no. My sign is no. My number is no. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. Need to let it go. I to the I to the no, no, no. What you gonna say? You ain't running back. You cannot believe it. Call me beautiful, so original. Girls, I was if that boy ain't lick your lips and swing your hips, girl. All you gotta say is my name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. Need to let it go. My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go. Need to let it go. I to the no, no, no. Thank you in advance. I don't wanna dance. I don't need your hands all over me. If I want a man, then I'ma get a man. But it's never my problem. My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. I'm feeling untouchable, untouchable. I'm feeling untouchable, untouchable. I'm feeling untouchable, untouchable. Untouchable, untouchable, untouchable. If that boy ain't giving, my name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. Need to let it go. I to the no, no, no. My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. Need to let it go. I to the no, no, no. Untouchable, untouchable. Untouchable, untouchable. Untouchable, untouchable. I to the no, 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 no.
It's the strangest feeling this way for you. There's something the way you move, something the way you move. With you I'm never healing, it's heartache through and through. There's something the way you move, I don't know what it is you do. Not one bone in your body good enough for me. But this heart is open, blood stain on my sleeve. When our eyes meet I can only
Hello, Uncle Jonah.
Anyway, what does your uncle know?
But answers in the Bible.
Shut up! Listen, I studied zoology. There is no way a whale can swallow a human being because it has a small throat.
Anyway, you're my teacher. You know better. But when I go to heaven, I will ask Uncle Jonah.
And what if your Uncle Jonah is not in heaven?
The way you go to hell, you ask him.
don't have to think about it, but I just can't live without it. Everything that makes you you. Don't need to compromise me. Both have the same desires, and where you go, follow too. I'll never have to change you, except a little strange, and that is magic. How come? this burning fire. No more trying to keep it quiet. Time for me to know the truth. Tell me what's inside your head. I don't know if I should be scared. I'm in so deep, I just want the proof. That day when you brought me flowers, stayed up till the early hours. Nothing more I wanna do. You drive me so insane, but I don't regret a thing, no. Only with you. Only with you. Only with you.
What the fuck? Baron spawned before 20 minutes? Is that even possible? We just killed Baron before 20 minutes. I didn't even know that was possible, to be honest with you. I thought Baron spawned at 20. Alright.
Hey there, welcome to Life Noggin. You may think that since I'm merely an animation, I wouldn't be able to dream, right? Well, you're wrong. Last night I had a dream I had human-like facial features and wasn't confined to the screen of your computer, and I was able to explore the human world and look at all those fancy toilets. I mean, look at this weird thing. A lot of people can't remember their dreams, and it's kind of strange that we can't recall something we do every single night. We are asleep about a third of our lives and dream at least 25% of that time. Most of our dreaming occurs during a stage of sleep called rapid eye movement, or REM. In this stage, as the name suggests, our eyes move around, but the rest of our body becomes paralyzed. That may seem terrifying, but it stops you from acting out your dreams, which could have some serious consequences, like you falling off your bed or flying into the sun. But dreaming isn't limited to just REM. Dreams have been reported even when the sleeper had only non-REM sleep. And even if a person gets a normal amount of REM sleep, lesions in their temporal parietal junction and medial prefrontal cortex are associated with a loss of dream recollection. But luckily, most of us don't have that problem. So then why do we forget most of our dreams? Well, as we talked about in our video about why we forget things, humans are really good at filtering out information that doesn't matter. If something doesn't grab our attention or isn't essential to know, you don't remember it. Think about the stream of consciousness you have when you're making breakfast in the morning. Chances are you can't recite it back to me. Some scientists think the same is true of dreams. But perhaps there is a neurological difference between those who recall most of their dreams and those who do not. To test this, researchers studied the brain waves of both types of sleepers. They primarily studied alpha waves between 8 to 12 Hz, which are also present when you are awake. Interestingly, oscillations of these alpha waves are associated with inhibition, meaning that a decrease in amplitude would correspond to a release in inhibition and therefore increased excitability. So let's relate that back to our dreams. While the volunteers were awake, tones were played in their ears, along with occasional and random first names. Those who recalled their dreams 4 or more times a week had a more sustained decrease in their alpha waves compared to those who only recalled their dreams once or twice a month. In other words, the high recalling group had a deeper processing of the first names while they were awake. However, this difference was not there during REM sleep. Instead, the alpha waves increased, possibly causing the volunteer to wake up. In fact, the main difference between groups was that those who recalled their dreams often woke up more throughout the night. This led scientists to believe that the time awake allows the dream's information to be encoded into long-term memory, allowing the sleeper to remember it the next morning. More time awake, more time to store the information. Makes sense, right? But before we can say anything conclusive, we need more research. We are just at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to our knowledge about dreams, and my
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your energy, ladies and gentlemen. I will take it tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for your energy, ladies and gentlemen. I will take it tonight. Because I'll tell you, as we were talking before, I am feeling better. And you can tell because I sound much, much worse. Oh, that is good. My water burns a little. Now, I actually went to the doctor at the beginning of this week. This is Meredith, one of my producers, everybody. Say hi to Meredith. And I went to my doctor on Monday, and he actually looked me over, and I said, what's going on here? And he actually said, he checked my vitals, and he said, there's nothing actually wrong with me. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, I've checked, you don't have a fever, you don't have nothing wrong with your nose up here, nothing wrong with your throat, nothing wrong with your lungs. This is just what you're like now. So
He doesn't know. It hasn't been identified yet.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Maybe I've got something new and exciting.
And then it could maybe be named after you.
Oh, yeah. That would be fun. Some people get a street. I could get a disease. Yeah, that's a happy thought. Now, people who watch this show know that I am a big fan of The Bachelor. And we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
We talk about it. You like The Bachelor,
I love
right?
The Bachelor relaxes me like no other show. It's
It
just
does.
like,
I like-
all thoughts just like go out of my head completely when I watch it.
I like watching The Bachelorette, too. I like The Bachelorette because I like watching sort of the greased up man cubes that they bring in.
Yeah.
You know, like guys who look like they just did like 50 push-ups right before the camera went on, and then put on the starch sort of like dress shirt that they don't tuck in. I want to see those guys.
I like the Bachelor because I like sort of in the middle of the season when it's about maybe like 10 girls, and then they're all uniting to try to get this one bad seed out, like the kind of girl that will fake head trauma just to get like 5 minutes of alone time. I feel like her name's Alexa too.
Alexa would be a great name.
Right?
Well, how do you feel? We talked about this the other night. We didn't get a chance to talk. How do you feel about the choice that Ben made to go with Lauren?
Great.
Me too.
I mean, she's great. It was both good choices.
I was on Team Lauren like from the beginning. Yeah. So you'd be happy. You'd want to wish them. Thank you so much. Thank you for your energy, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, speaking of things that make you sick, Donald Trump. Up till now, he's been the funny guy with the weird hair, and we've all had our fun poking at the big orange Garfield who hates Mexicans instead of Mondays. But recently, Trump's rallies have gotten ugly. First, in North Carolina, a Trump supporter sucker punched a nonviolent protester. On Friday, there were so many angry protesters at Trump's rally in Chicago that he canceled it, which is strange because usually a mob of angry people is a Trump rally. And on Saturday, during Trump's rally in Dayton, Ohio, a protester tried to rush the stage. He was either trying to disrupt the rally or just saw Trump's head from a distance and thought they were giving out free hams. The protester has been charged with disorderly conduct and inducing panic, which means he could be the next Republican frontrunner. But Donald Trump has his own theory as to who this guy might be, tweeting, "He has ties to ISIS, should be in jail." And then linked to this video proving the man's ties to terror. Look at it. It checks all the terror boxes. ISIS flag, Arabic writing at the front, man dragging U.S. flag, scary Middle Eastern music. That is damning evidence. And with a beard like that, he's either in ISIS or Mumford & Sons. The only problem is the video's a fake. Someone on YouTube doctored the footage of the protester from 2015, but Donald Trump had a good explanation.
There's no ties to ISIS for this man, no law enforcement official, and this video that you linked to appears to be a hoax.
What do I know about it? All I know is what's on the internet.
I want to let that sink in for a second. The likely Republican nominee for president of the United States said all he knows is what's on the internet. Trump is America's gullible uncle, just forwarding anything he sees online. Obviously, his first state dinner will be honoring that imprisoned Nigerian prince. And it won't cost us anything because the prince promises to send us a check. Well, I want to alert Donald Trump that there is other scary stuff on the internet, too. Like this thing I just found because I made it. Clearly, that checks all the terrorist boxes, too. Middle Eastern music, wearing a turban, a lot of facial hair. Donald Trump, feel free to retweet this. Oh, my God, that cat is going to give me nightmares. Jimmy, tell you what. Jimmy, make it better. Oh, that is so much better.
Donald Trump, an ill-fitting suit full of chickens coming home to roost.
Anyway, speaking of things that make you sick, Donald Trump. Now, it just so happens that Leap Day always comes during a presidential election year because the campaign just doesn't feel long enough without it. And we've still got a long way to go in this campaign, which means it's time for the road to the White House.
And I promise I will never be in a bicycle race, that I can tell you.
Now, of course, those of you checking your calendar know tomorrow is Super Tuesday, which is 13 primaries, and it could decide the election. So for Republicans, tonight is sphincter clenching Monday. Because, and it's hard to say this, if the polls are right, tomorrow Donald Trump could secure the Republican nomination. But that's how I show happiness too. Woo! We love you! But Trump could have a problem. You see, this time it's not about something he said, it's about something he didn't say.
Will you unequivocally condemn David Duke and say that you don't want his vote or that of other white supremacists in this election?
I know nothing about David Duke. I know nothing about white supremacists. And so you're asking me a question that I'm supposed to be talking about people that I know nothing about.
I mean, I'm just talking about David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan here, but...
I don't know, honestly, I don't know David Duke.
Yeah, Trump needs to know before condemning David Duke or the KKK. It's not like they're Muslim or born in Mexico. He needs to think about it. Now, I recently gave some advice to Hillary Clinton after she could not give a straight answer about whether she'd ever lied to the American people. I said that that was the easiest question to answer in politics, so I would like to apologize. I was wrong. This is the easiest question to answer in American politics. When someone asks you, will you disavow the Ku Klux Klan, just say yes and start high-fiving your future cabinet. I can understand why you'd want to wait for the end of the sentence. If someone says, will you disavow the coup, they could be about to say, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, or cuckoo kachoo, and you don't want to anger cereal lovers or Beatles fans. But once they say Ku Klux, you know what's coming next. It's not going to be Ku Klux Krispies or Ku Klux Crunchwrap. Of course, Trump had an answer for why he hesitated.
I'm sitting in a house in Florida with a very bad earpiece that they gave me, and you could hardly hear what he was saying. But what I heard was various groups. I have a lousy earpiece that is provided by them.
Yes, he blames this one on the earpiece, though I think he should take some responsibility for the mouthpiece. Also, maybe the hairpiece. Anyway, speaking of things that make you sick, Donald Trump. The last time you were here in the fall, you said that you don't give a damn about Donald Trump.
I didn't.
You did not give a damn about Donald Trump.
I didn't. We were not in the election year at that point.
But we were already still, we were still.
We were in the process. Let me handle this for you. Were we in the process, John? Yes, we were. Yes, we were in the process.
We're in the primary process.
We were in the primary. Well, still not at that point. No.
Well, no, the primary process, or process as we say on this side of the pond.
Well, process, reinvented words will tell you how they're supposed to sound.
No, but they were still campaigning for the primary.
They were campaigning.
That's a reasonable time to talk about
I didn't care, and I didn't think I'd have to care, and then it turned out.
Well, no one thought they would have to
That's
care.
right. None of us thought we were going to be here. But we are. Yeah.
Now you care a lot.
Well, now, no, we did, yeah.
We did a wonderful 20-minute piece 2 weeks ago. Two weeks ago?
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So, these hats make Donald Trump again.
Here's the thing about that.
So, tell the people about the hat.
So here's what we did on our piece, if you didn't see it. We were trying to separate the kind of mascot of Donald Trump from from the man. And so we wanted to, you know, the Trump name is very powerful. What he embodies is very powerful.
It's very large on buildings.
It's sure, it could barely be larger while being safe. And so we wanted to separate that, to find a division so you could look at him with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
And his ancestors were called Drumpf. I'll just keep talking.
Over in Germany, they were the Drumps?
Take a nap.
There were Drumps?
In Germany.
Yeah. If I take a nap, they don't pay me. So I'm just going to keep my eyes open. Is that enough?
A long time ago, they were Drumps. And so, yeah, we came up with Make Donald Trump again.
Why would you change your name from Drumpf? It's such a beautiful musical name.
I'm on the case.
German language is so sonorous, isn't it?
Yes,
so
it is.
gentle.
Greatest tool is precision and good equipment. I love it.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Let's investigate. The hole is great. Don't be caught flat-footing.
Minions have spawned.
Time for a shakedown. Want to see a hat trick? Time for a shakedown. trick? Upside showdown. Time for a shakedown. Me? Miss? Not by a long shot.
Slain.
Let's investigate. I love a good chase. Right. Shakedown. Let's investigate. Headshot. I love a good chase. Want to see a hat trick? long shot. Let's investigate. Miss? Not by a long shot. Hot on the trail.
Ally has been slain.
Right. I have the tools for the job.
An ally has been slain. Enemy rampage.
Time for a shakedown. Want to see a hat trick? I love a good chase.
An enemy is godlike.
Hot on the trail. Time for a shakedown. Me? Miss? Want to see a hat trick? Meet the long gun of the law.
Shut down.
Let him go. I have the tools for this. Let's investigate. Time for a shakedown.
been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been disabled.
Beautiful language, a language of poetry, angry poetry. So we made hats. We made hats, and we sold 35,000 of these.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, where does that money go, John Oliver?
Well, we sold it at cost, which you can imagine HBO find hilarious. What's funnier than not making any money on an unexpected, inexplicable hit? But guess what?
What?
Guess what? Jay-Z's people called HBO asking for a hat.
Wow.
And I'll say this for a start, buy the hat, Jay-Z.
Oh, he wanted one for free?
Jay-Z wanted one for free, and he's done very well. Buy a hat, spring for a hat, let it trickle down.
Yeah.
That's how economics
eBay,
works,
I bet
right?
you can get these on eBay.
Yeah, but so the HBO had said, is it okay if we send him one? And they were already running out.
Yeah.
And I did say, well, be careful, because if he puts that on his head in public, you're going to need more hats. And if his wife puts it on in public, we are no longer a TV show, we're a hat manufacturing company at that point.
That's true.
So
you had to bring that.
Yeah.
We couldn't get one.
Yeah, but this...